Today I'm outside of Steamboat Springs, Colorado at the Bridgestone Winter Driving School. And thanks to our friends at Bridgestone, we've had the opportunity to not only drive a wide variety of vehicles on this closed winter course, but we get to test out a variety of compounds as well. We've been behind the wheel of vehicles with anywhere from a all-season tire to a dedicated winter tire. And this course is really designed to show not only what these are capable of, but what you might need to consider next time you're looking for a new set of tires. We were able to get a closer look at some of the tires we tested today. So on this side here, we started out with the all season. And this one is more of a performance oriented all season. You can see that everything is pretty tight as far as grooving. There are certainly still treads, no semi-slick tires here, but there's also siping built in. And if the vehicle is going to be out on a course like this, then that siping is going to be a big reason why it was actually functional and capable for what we were doing today. On the back end here, we have the all-weather tire. And this all-weather tire is certainly a bit chunkier than we find in the Potenza over there. So you're gonna see that these grooves are a little bit bigger, the tread blocks are a little bit thicker, and as far as the wear pattern, it's relatively similar. This is still a tire that you can use every day in most conditions, but you can see that it's meant to handle a little bit more on a regular basis. And that brings us to our winter tire. While obviously being a much larger size, you can see here that this tread pattern is not nearly as performance oriented as we found on the other model. We have significantly chunkier blocks, we have big grooves set in, and the siping is maybe difficult to see, but it's everywhere. This tire is meant to bend and shift and grip. It's meant to grab onto the snow, pile it in, and this specific tire here is the Bridgestone Blizzak, which we spent most of our time out on the course today. One of the main advantages to this tire is what Bridgestone calls their NanoCell technology, which is meant to pick up the top layer of water on the ice, and I can tell you that this does provide quite a bit of ice grip compared to some of the other tires we tested, including another winter tire. So now we're in the all-wheel drive Camry, and what we have on is a set of all-weather tires, which is going to be a step below the dedicated winter tire, but it is a step up from the all seasons, which is what you're going to find on most vehicles when you buy them brand new. Now, the all weather is still meant to be a good tire in most conditions. It's just capable of a little bit more. So as we have the road here, we have ice, we have snow. We're going through a slalom here, shooting for about 20 miles an hour, which is faster than you would want to be going on most conditions such as these. But with these tires, with an all-wheel drive system, we are able to make most of that happen. We're going to engage the ABS. It's a sound that most people aren't used to, but that noise you hear is the brakes being applied and lifted off in very rapid succession, significantly faster than you and I could do. And as we went around that corner, we still had difficulty making the entire turn because we're on an all-weather, not a winter tire. Still, there are a lot of folks out there who would not put their all-wheel drive Camry in a scenario like this, and I wouldn't blame them. But for folks who know what they're doing or live in climates like this on a regular basis, it just goes to show that the right tire and the right car can go quite a ways. If you don't find snow on the ground like this on a regular basis, the all-weather tire is not one that I think you're going to have to lean towards. The all-season might be enough, but we'll find out just how capable that is as soon as we get one on the track. Now we're back in the 4Runner where we've spent most of the time on this track so far today, and we're back on the winter tire. And this is obviously going to be the best tire for the condition. However, there are some drawbacks when you do decide to upgrade to a winter tire. If this is not your average environment, then a winter tire you probably do not need. This is going to be great because of the compound, and that compound is softer. Softer means more pliable, which is going to be great when you need that extra flex and grip. But if you are doing a lot of highway driving, it does not get very cold, or you are really not seeing snow and ice, all you're going to do is wear that tire down prematurely. When it comes to straight line braking, however, this is where the winter tire is going to shine. The key about a winter tire is that its job is to help collect the snow underneath, because snow on snow is going to be your best grip scenario in these kinds of conditions. It may not be the quietest and it may not be the smoothest, but if your commute looks something like this, then it's certainly worth getting there versus saving a few dollars, not carrying a spare set of tires and not quite making it to work. If you do put on a set of winter tires, whether that be on the set of wheels that your car came with or you have a whole additional set, you are going to want to remember that the sooner you can take these off, the better. They will last a few seasons, but their job is to wear down, and wearing down is what helps keep you safe. So if you are considering a winter tire, by all means, if you need it, get it, but just consider the circumstances. At this point, we're in the RAV4 on a set of Blizzaks, so the full winter tire experience, and we're just be going up to about 30 miles an hour over the crest onto a slick and icy downhill. We're gonna slam the brakes and see how things go. Now you're going to hear the ABS kick in, but it's really the tires that are doing most of the work here. The pulsing, the grinding, the thing you feel against the pedal, that's all meant to happen, and with the right tire, it happens a little bit sooner. So at the end of the day, we are back in the Camry all-wheel drive, and we are doing a braking test in the all-season tire, which is likely what you had on your car when you first purchased it. As you can see, we can come to a stop, but there is a lot more slipping and sliding that we've gotten on the other two tires, both the all-weather and the winter-specific tire, but we are still managing. And this is what I experienced just a few weeks ago in my neck of the woods up in the Pacific Northwest, where we don't get a whole lot of snow, but every once in a while we get a flurry and the ground and the roads are white for a couple days. An all season really is meant to handle more scenarios than a summer tire. Obviously it's within the name, but it's going to do so in a couple different ways. The summer tire is going to be less concerned with lower temperature, and that's one of the main advantages of an all season, is that operating temperature range is going to be a little bit bigger, whereas the operating temperature range on a winter tire is similarly limited, but it's limited on the colder side of things, where it does not want to get very warm. In and out of these turns, we have what I would say is just enough traction to get us where we need to go. And for most people, if you're uncomfortable in the snow, then I'd recommend you don't drive in the snow to begin with, because really that's where you get into trouble. Even if your car can handle it and your tires can handle it, if it's something you're really uncomfortable with, then you might be the most dangerous part of that equation. Whether you drive a Camry, a RAV4, a 4Runner, or even a little GR86 that we have tucked over in the corner, the tire that you choose is going to be incredibly important to making sure that that vehicle fits your daily needs. Now, if you really love everything that you've gotten out of your tire, then one of the best things you can do is go right back to the manufacturer you bought the tire from and request the exact same one. But if you find yourself maybe relocated and you want to do something different, maybe the conditions have changed, or you haven't gotten maybe the grip or the comfort or the quietness out of the tire that you have now, then just know there are a lot of different options out there, and it can be a little overwhelming, but I think it is worth looking at to make sure that you get the most out of the car you pay good money for. Thanks so much for watching. If you have any thoughts, questions, comments, or concerns, leave those down in the comment section below. Find us on Instagram, Facebook, Threads, all those other social media places, and we'll see you next time.